Thank you. Oh my, I'm in trouble. No. Oh, absolutely. I'm only kidding with you. I think she is. I hope she wins.
Over that fella, right?
Yes, over that fella.
In terms of when you talk about the referendum and you know that all the questions were denied. No.
Right.
Now, and then I heard you mention, you know, in terms of Christianity, you strongly believe it.
Right.
And then with the churches, and especially on the question of before. However, the Bahamas is conservative. She holds the mindset that to be conservative is somewhat passive. So here it is, if you go by the Bible and say, well, Jesus had all male disciples and, hey, follow your husband, take on that nationality, don't let that foreign man come here. You know, it's not a matter of being intimidated, but if you follow that biblical fundamental principle, maybe that's how you would think it. But I would think a question for one that married woman,
Yes.
bring a spouse here, and that equality, how it seems to some people. Because I've heard that as well, okay? But we're totally biblical on that in terms of all the way your husband used to hand. And talking about remarriage, I see there's a father given, not a mother given. Your father's living, you know, there's a father given. So what do you think about that angle of it?
You know, that is a kind of basic fallacy. Would that husbands and wives, would that they would be what they ought to be? The thing is, I'm married. I consider my husband head of the household. I certainly behave in that way. But then it is a partnership. He couldn't do without me, and I couldn't do without him, seriously. But the point is, think about the women. And some women subject themselves to get a beating every day of the week from that man, whether legal husband or a common law or whatever. There are so many anomalies. Women who have got STDs from a husband who doesn't respect his relationship with his wife and so on. There's so many anomalies. But the point is, like I tell you, I know my Bible well. Please read Colossians, the 2nd chapter of Colossians, and what Paul, and I believe he must be someone special. He said that he was taken up into the heavens. He saw things, you know. So the point is, but the point I want to make is this, and this is the hardest thing that Bahamian people have to learn. And the thing is, we have the examples in the Middle East where you have brothers and uncles and fathers who kill daughters and wives because they exposed a wrist. There was a woman, it was in the news several years now, was driving along her car, I think it was Iran or Iraq, and she had on her hijab. You know, they keep purdah where everything is covered and all of this. Hand on the steering wheel, the long sleeve fell back and exposed a part of her arm. The woman was dragged out of her car when she came to a stop and killed. There are even honor killings in Britain where people have gone as refugees and all of this. So the point is, in this life, I have seen, because I traveled a lot over the past month, and I've seen women struggling with all those garments, carrying children and all of this, the impracticality of leaping on to subways and all of this with these garments. I respect them. I do not condemn them. That is their belief. But there are so many things. Somehow the local religionists have become very reactionary, who seem to want people to go along the same route. The Bahamas, the contribution made by women in this country, can we really survive if we put them in purdah, is my point. And but let me go back to the main point I want to make. We have to understand the difference between what obtains in the Bible and the obligations of the state. If you have people paying these women who were discriminated against in the two of those bills, why must they pay VAT, for example? Why must they pay any of the taxes we pay? If, yes, I want your money, yes, you have to meet these obligations, but you are not like everybody else. The men get this extra. Those first three bills should not have harmed anybody. You know the story of the innkeeper and his family? The innkeeper goes down into the cellar looking for more ale. He sees an axe upon the shelf, and I mean falls apart. What if the axe should fall and kill somebody, a member of my family or one of my staff? You know, and so when these people tell you the fallacy of the argument that, for example, if you have this, you give women these rights, a lot of foreign men are going to come and marry them just to get citizenship in the Bahamas. That was purely a lie, a piece of deception, because we have citizenship laws that you don't just walk in, hey, I married this woman, give me citizenship. That doesn't happen. It's like the excuse of Bill 4, it's gonna promote same-sex marriages. There are still marriage laws that will have to be changed, go to referendum, go to parliament and all, to make that happen. Those things did not automatically put these things into play. But I'm particularly concerned about the fate of women. Women suffer in this country badly because of these very regressive rules. And again in the New Testament, you have apostles like Paul saying, why are you binding people with these rules? You know what I mean? Taste not, touch not, and so on. Yes?
Oh, sorry. One question. You mentioned about the repressive rules that favor men to the disadvantage of women. Why is it in 2016, with our population, there are more females than males? Why is it that we're still seeing this?
Because there are women who are just as reactionary. If a lot of women had not voted no, the referendum may have passed. But you have some who, those women who spend their Saturdays and evenings frying fritters for the church and all of this, so that the pastor can even own a plane, a luxury vehicle, a big home, and they can't pay their bills and they see nothing wrong with it. I want some of that power. That is great persuasive power. No, we have problems, and as long as we don't think clearly, there must be separation between church and state. It is very dangerous when the two are conflated. And this is not Patty saying it. There are examples, there have been examples through the ages, and it is frightful. Look at what is happening in northern Nigeria. Didn't the girls, they still can't find, only 60 of the 200 and odd made their way back home. The things that have happened to them, they've had children imposed on them, they've been raped again and again. And the radical Islamists feel that's okay because a woman is a commodity. And so you do yourself a disservice if Believe me, I have a good brain. You would miss me if I didn't have the right to do what I do. So many women I know of are the same, have something to contribute. Why put them in bondage? But the point is, what the referendum was about was so simple. I have a niece who her whole family is here. Her father still lives in all places in Turkey. She can travel freely to Turkey. She wants to be a Bahamian citizen. She happened to be born abroad, and she can't get it. They've applied for so long now, because here's where she wants to live. And there's something wrong with that.
But Patty, just one more. That's number 4.
Yes.
Where did this idea come from? It would cause same-sex marriages, or?
It's pure politics.
It was
pure politics of control. You know, and because people have done a lot of things nowadays because they are against this government. That is wrong. You know, you can speak out if you don't agree with things that they're doing, but to vote just to spite the government, man, you are being criminal yourself. So, but you're quite right. Where did it come from?
Do we have any further questions? Okay, quickly.
This came to mind.
Can't hear you.
This came to my mind.
Yes.
It is said that everything rises and falls from nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a student of history too.
Yeah.
When I look from where the Bahamas has come from, we have great, very, very resolute and powerful leaders, especially during the time of the civilian government and the Roman independence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mentioned that, you know, the nation is in the chaos and go to a whole lot. I believe, are we, the psychocultural mindset of people, is it now watered down, compromised? We're bombarded so much by other cultures that we didn't solidify ourselves.
That's a part of it too. That is a part of it too. Because like I say, we're research averse. We don't know one of the misfortunes of our economy. We don't know how rich the country is and how rich it could be in actual coin, because we have not taken the time to really look at what we have and how best to exploit it sustainably. So there's so much. When we have cultural events, I laugh at that. Rich culture, and we come up with this ersatz kind of something, same old, like storytelling. We have one of the richest storytelling traditions in the region. But, you know, who takes notice? But I've spent a lot of years of my adulthood researching that topic, writing about it and all of this, but there you have it. We have to face the problems and stop patting ourselves on the back and believing. People would swear this is all about me. I hope somebody doesn't say I'm trying to destabilize government. That foolishness has been thrown around. Anyway, thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is wonderful to have our first Vice President here tonight. So he's going to do the vote of thanks. Come on, Skibo. And we have to put in a little plug for Shakespeare in Paradise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
If I may be so bold as to remind you all that that is in progress at the moment. We started on Monday. We run until next week, Saturday actually. And we have some beautiful performances.
Oh, yeah.
Do come out and see them talking about culture. Horse, you can lead a horse to water. I have been in that any number of times. I've traveled with them to Trinidad and other places. It's the best piece, and I say this, it's the best piece of Bahamian literature ever. And we're honoring Gail's husband during this particular session also. And again, to honor women, I am in charge of my house. You all might as well know that. And I got my wife permission to say that. All right? And I tell you, I don't know where all this thing come about, you know, being in charge. I would be absolutely nothing, nowhere near I am, particularly health-wise, if I didn't have a woman who loved me and took great care of me. So my praise and thanks to the wife that I have. All right? This place, the Bahamas Historical Society, is one of the best kept secrets in this country. It is an institution that strives to enlighten our populace on what is happening, what has happened in every which way. And when we have sessions like this, when we have Patty come in and talk about, give her opinion and talk about what has happened in our past and in our politics and other social aspects, it is a great thing, and I want to thank all of you for coming out and being a part of this. It certainly is a pleasure for us, the volunteers, on behalf of our past president and our president, to have Patty here and talk about it today. And she didn't disappoint, did she? No. She certainly didn't disappoint. And I am most appreciative. I've always enjoyed her books and her writings, and we look forward to having her again. And I didn't ask, but I am going to assume that at some point this talk will be featured in one of our journals. Certainly it needs a wider audience, and everybody should know about it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in thanking Ms. Meicholas for being our guest speaker, and it's certainly a pleasure to have her.
If you've changed your address, your email address, or your postal address, please let us know, because our new journals will be coming out soon. And of course, you know, the new journals go to people who are paid up. But please let us know if you've changed your address or your email, so that we can, even if you're not a member, still let us have your email, and we'll certainly let you know when we're having, you know, this kind of discussion, as well as any other fundraisers we're having. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. Come again, and as I say, become a volunteer. Thank you very much.